Hello, my brothers. Listen, as I get older, I try to mentor the next generation. I see you guys out there wearing Crocs with long athletic socks for some reason. You're rocking those broccoli haircuts, and I try to correct that egregious behavior. Get help. Stop it. You look like a dingus. Now, I also see you dudes out there disrespecting the older sets, sleeping on Commander staples from days gone. Today, we're going to rectify that. We're going to take a look at Invasion from the year 2000, literally 25 years ago. Let's take a look at some sleepers, some staples, and these all owe their origins to that storied set, man. Take a look at some of the beautiful art here. Let's dive in, but first, push up your glasses, lean into the screen, and gently push the subscribe button with your nose, all right? Ring all the bells. There it is. That's the sweet sound of subscription, buddy. And Nikki G is here to blow your mind up. As always, special thanks to the patrons and the members, those fantastic individuals and sweet handsome boys. Invasion. As the hordes of Phyrexia began pouring into Dominaria, the world looks to Urza, the Planeswalker and Master Artificer, for defense against the onslaught. As the entire cultures fall under Phyrexian hell, Urza gathers heroes, renegades, common folk, and powerful artifacts to fight the invasion. 350 cards, much of it chaff and garbage, but let's find the gold, the proverbial needles in the haystack. Now this set is actually the first time we saw Opt, so that's 1 in a blue for an instant, scry 1, draw a card. "We need alternatives, Hannah," yelled Gerard. She's trying to write her list of red flags and Gerard has them all, buddy. Pretty powerful card and an EDH staple. It's also the first time we saw this perennial combo piece and once $100 card, Phyrexian Altar. It's another very intense card, man. Enables all kind of gruesome shenanigans, crazy win conditions. Seems fair, right? Sacrifice a creature, make a mana. But I got news for you, brother. It ain't fair. It's also the first time we saw Aura Shards. 1 green and a white for an enchantment. Whenever a creature you control enters, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. If you've ever played against this, you know how oppressive it can be. In a Selesnya deck packing creatures, maybe a white mane lion combo, something like that, this clears those artifacts that so many decks rely on to ramp. Totally blows up decks that have no access to land or creature-based ramp, your Grixis decks, your Esper decks. Although Esper actually has some white catch-up ramp, but whatever, man. Probably one of my all-time favorite cards is Fact or Fiction. 3 in a blue for an instant, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. An opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put 1 pile into your hand, the other into your graveyard. So setting aside this absolutely gorgeous art, this is a real Spirit of Commander type of card. You get to play this little game with your opponents. Maybe you have an ally at the table. Maybe you can make some kind of deal. This card is actually best in graveyard recursion decks because most of the time in this game of hidden information, they don't know what you want. They can only guess. Is it fact or is it fiction? It's also the first time we saw this card, the Sterling Grove. Green and a white for an enchantment. Other enchantments you control have Shroud. Has 1, sacrifice it, search your library for an enchantment card, reveal it, shuffle, put that card on top. Used to be quite expensive, got a reprint, and it's about $4 right now. It's an enchantment deck's best friend, man. Using a tutor effect when it inevitably gets targeted. Beautiful card in an enchantment deck. So those are some of the top most often utilized cards in Commander from the set, but we're here for the hidden gems, the occult slappers, which was actually my nickname back in college, the occult slapper out there. I could devote an entire YouTube channel that no one would watch to this one card, the Phyrexian Delver. Favorite card in the set, 3 black, creature Phyrexian Zombie. It's a 3/2. When this guy enters, return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. You lose life equal to that card's mana value. So this guy has that classic body horror, bad science fiction art that the Phyrexians used to be rife with back in the early 2000s, man. They all exist in this brown hellscape, right? They all look like they're in pain and would be at home in Quake 2. I love this card. It's reanimate on a stick, it's recurable, blinkable, and lovable. So back in the day, they didn't realize that 9 mana was too much back in 2000, and it's too much today, but we are cheating this card out. Rhea Dawnbringer, 6 white, legendary creature angel. It's a 4/6 with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. A beacon of hope for a battered army, dude. baby battered. You know what I'm saying? Look at this gorgeous card, man. That's an angel, dude. If I had 3 angels and they were spies and were solving mysteries like Charlie's Angels, Rhea would be one of them. Just an absolute beast of a card. Now how about this monster? Armadillo Cloak, 1 green and a white, enchantment aura, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has trample. Whenever this thing deals damage, you gain that much life. Love this card, does a lot for 3 mana. And, little known fact, this ability is not lifelink. It's a normal triggered ability. If a creature you control with lifelink wears an Armadillo Cloak and deals damage, first you'll gain that much life for the lifelink, then for the Armadillo Cloak's triggered ability. Also means that multiple instances of this triggered ability do trigger separately if you copy it or whatever. Now how about this beautiful card, Empress Galena? 3 blue, legendary creature, merfolk noble. It's a 1/3, has blue, tap, gain control of target legendary permanent. Above the waves you might be mighty indeed, but down here, you belong to me. She's down there with Jason Momoa, brother. This lady is cradling a damn baby seal. In Commander, this borks everybody's game plan. It's a sweet card in a merfolk deck. It's got that resting fish face, you know what I'm saying? She's got that going on too. This is another card that I dig a lot, the Cauldron Dance. 4 black and a red, instant. This is an instant now. Cast a spell only during combat. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step. And you may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. That creature gains haste. Its controller sacrifices it at the beginning of the next end step. Surprise blockers, surprise ETBs, whatever you want out there. In those Rakdos or Grixis Reanimator decks, you have these 2 weirdos doing the dance of love in the hot tub, brother. This is so good in a lot of decks. Just a big surprise. Surprise, mother fluffer. Pretty simple card here, Repulse. 2 and a blue for an instant. Return target creature to its owner's hand, draw a card. I use this card, it's an overperformer that replaces itself in Spellslinger decks. Get that Drake out of here, man. Now this is a hell of a slapper, the Twilight's Call. 4 black sorcery. You may cast this as though it had flash if you pay 2 more to cast it. Each player returns all creature cards from their graveyard to the battlefield. So I tend to like these cards in self-mill, looter tribal decks like Varina, and you're doing this at instant speed for 8 mana, which I know is a lot, but it has won me gains on my opponent's end step. Games rather, not gains, dude, I get those in the gym, brother. Plus you have Medieval Batman, he's leading the troops to take on the oligarchs. This card is rather unique, Backlash, 1 black and a red for an instant. Tap target untapped creature, that creature deals damage equal to its power to its controller. Look at this card, man. Daragaz is swanging a huge sliver around, I guess. I don't know. I love effects like this, especially late game when that fat Voltron commander across the table is about to hit you with 10 infect damage or something. Not anymore, dude. Then we got the Sleeper's Robe, yeah. Blue and a black. Enchantment aura. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature has fear. Whenever enchanted creature deals combat damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. This dude kind of just looks fed up in the art, you know what I mean? He looks resigned to his fate, but this has been really handy in certain decks where your commander needs to get in for a damage trigger. Pays off to your enchantment synergies too, although there's not too many in these colors. Do or die. It's a do or die situation out there. 1 and a black for a sorcery. Separate all creatures target player controls into 2 piles. Destroy all creatures in the pile of that player's choice. They can't be regenerated. Just a very unique effect, very efficient for 2 mana. And you have this wounded Minotaur out there, but he's still ready to take over an airport, brother. Bind. I'm talking about that bind. 1 and a green for an instant. Counter target activated ability. Draw a card. Very unique, color-breaking card. You got the lead singer from Korn all jacked up here in a slimy tree, dude. What's not to love about this? Here, I got one more for you. Invasion had the cycle of legendary dragons. They each did different things, but this guy makes plants like a damn Northern California weed farm. It's Rith the Awakener. 3 red, green, and a white. Legendary creature dragon. It's a 6/6. This guy's flying, of course, and whenever he deals combat damage to a player, you may pay 2 and a green. If you do choose a color, then create a 1/1 green Saproling creature token for each permanent of that color. On the battlefield, man. Is it uber powerful? Nah. Is it cool? Yes. That's the rule of cool, baby. I make the rules on Better Commander, brother, and this weird brown dragon is the bee's knees. Anyways, man, I hope you enjoyed this walk down memory lane, taking a look at some cards from 25 years ago. I really enjoy the art in this set. It was a whole different era, man. It was more comic booky. It was a little more serious. You know, nowadays you just got Kellen out there in every damn set. And Zimone for some reason. Back then we had Gerard, brother. Hannah, Captain Sisse, stuff like that. Sabo Savak, although she's dead, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, man. Maybe you saw a good card or two that you slept on. Maybe you had a little fun here. All right, that's what life's all about, brother. And I hope so. Nikki G, Better Commander, signing off.